May we now clear the air of some misconceptions regarding the Commission's intention to procure new biometric voter management system and to also compile a new voters register ahead of the 2020 general election.
Entrenched they went, adamant they returned. In football parlance, there were no goals. The pulsating meeting between the Electoral Commission, political parties, eminent advisory council, and civil society organizations called to chart the way forward in the vexatious banter of whether we need a new voters register or not for election 2020 yielded no immediate result. The various parties rose from that meeting on Thursday afternoon, January 30, 2020, convinced that their respective positions were too good for a compromise. There are those voting yes. We need a new voters register, led by the Electoral Commission and a new patriotic party, while those voting no, we don't need any new voters register, are led by the inter-party resistance against new voters register and the National Democratic Congress.
Honestly, I don't see where, I don't know whether the party meeting was called to convince the NDC to change its position. But indeed, the NDC also should realize that given the numbers, they have been playing the numbers game. Given the numbers, they probably should revise their notes. Because they cannot insist that they are a minority group who wants everything for everybody else and that only their position ought to be final. That's indisciplined. That is not democratic.
As far as we are concerned, all the other things that the Electoral Commission want to do can be done without compiling a new data. Because we ask the Electoral Commission technical person whether the data is credible or not credible. And he could not tell us that the data is not credible.
The substantive issue is that before you get a credible voter register, you need a system, pieces of equipment and devices that you need to use in order to compile that. That system, the vendors themselves say that have gotten to their end of service, an end of life. They are obsolete. We can no longer use that. And the vendor has told us that if you still want to use that, you are supposed to pay 173 million more. Why should Ghana still continue to be with this vendor if we can make that savings?
We think that the EC has not convinced us and that they want to lead this nation into a disaster. We want to prevent it.
What are we looking at? The current register we have, is it credible? If it is credible, then it means that it has successfully run elections that have yielded results. If it is not, then I question the seat of the current president, Nana Akufo-Addo, and then he's not supposed to be a president because what made him a president is not credible.
Well, there were no agreed solutions, meaning we are back to where we got off from. No consensus, and must with bated breath await what the eminent advisory council will advise.